Yo guys, what is up? It is Friday afternoon and we are gonna go into the gym to hit shoulders. And took a rest day yesterday. Honestly, I sold my car and I am now carless. So it's thrown off the schedule a little bit here. Had my friend pick me up for like all last week. This week I'm buying my girlfriend's car. So yeah, it is not easy when you don't have a car, when you're used to having one and commuting all over the place. So definitely take for granted having a vehicle, and really appreciate my friends and my girlfriend for letting me use their car for rides. So we missed yesterday. Decided to take a rest day, and probably a good idea and most likely needed it. Yeah, so game plan for today is to probably start off with a machine shoulder press. We have a hammer strength at the gym I train at, and I really like that one because it's more of a natural movement than sort of like a fixed machine, and it's plate loaded. That way it has like a better range of motion. So we're gonna probably start off with that, and then we're gonna really prioritize side delt and rear delt today, and probably gonna be doing that for a while actually. One of the things I've been really trying to work on is getting my side delts more rounded and more of like capped, and I feel like I've struggled growing them in the past, but it's just because of the type of training I did. I always did heavy volume on fronts and just not enough on the sides and rear. So these past couple of years I've been working with some coaches that has helped me, develop a more well-rounded workout routine, and within that I'm able to learn from them, and now my shoulders have grown from the workouts that they have prescribed me. So I am thankful for my coaches and that we can pass that information and we can learn that. So definitely I've seen a lot of growth in my shoulders recently, and we're honestly building the shoulders that we've always wanted. I always seem to like have flatter shoulders when it comes to the side. I think my arms overtake my shoulders, and because my arms are bigger than my shoulders, it makes my shoulders look kind of small. So what I've been doing recently is I've actually been backing off of training an arm day. I used to do a full arm day. Been doing a bro split for a long time, so just chest and triceps, back and biceps, legs, shoulders, arms. Monday through Friday, I've been doing that split for a long time, and I'm starting to realize that my arms are a lot bigger than my shoulders and in proportion. So now what we're doing is we're cutting back on those arm days. We're not doing the arms by itself. We're just throwing in biceps with back and triceps with chest, and then we're not doing an arm day at all. And sometimes we're just taking an extra rest day, or if it's just cardio, maybe a second leg day. But we're trying to keep the arm size where they're at, but definitely not neglect them. Continue to train them, but just not as crazy as we were, and trying to double down on the shoulders and let them catch up, honestly. So all right, so I just switched arms because it's probably gonna be a little bit crooked, but my arm was getting super fatigued. I'm holding up this camera and I have nothing else doing it besides my arm, so this arm is dead. And it's funny because it's actually going right to my shoulders, and I'm about to train shoulders, so you don't want that, man. Can't fatigue out before we get to the gym. Going to Hawaii next week, starting Tuesday. I'm gonna be there for a week, so it's gonna be super awesome. We'll be able to get some, beach footage, some gym footage there as well. Probably gonna do some more, just do some more content, and it's gonna be nice to have a change of scenery and a little bit change of pace. So looking forward to that. So we just pulled up to the gym, probably gonna do a voiceover for this whole workout, and let's just get with it, and we'll see you in there. So the first thing I like to do is do about a 10-minute warm-up,
and I like the foam roller. It really helps loosen up my upper back and my shoulders. So you can see I kind of move my hands differently. I'll tuck my elbows and sometimes I'll flare my elbows. I'm really just trying to dig in to my upper back, my shoulders, and try and hit every spot possible. See here, I'm also leaning my head forward. It just helps keep me hitting different areas. And it's probably my favorite warm-up would be the foam roller on the upper back. I usually don't do the lower back, I just kind of keep it in the upper. And next I go into a vertical movement. So actually learned this from my girlfriend. She's a personal trainer, and I learned this from her about 3 years ago. So you basically put your hands flat on the ground, and you kind of do, I call it kind of like snowmans. So you just put your butt on the pad and you put your head on the pad. So you want to make sure those are 2 touch points, and you keep your hands flat on the ground and you come up slowly. And this really helps dig into your shoulders and get a nice stretch in your chest. So I also like to do, while I'm in this position, like shoulder circles and get it warmed up. It feels really, really nice. Definitely give this one a try if you have tight shoulders. So after this, I move on to kind of going in front and behind the head with a band. You can do this also with a PVC pipe if you want. The reason why I kind of like a band is because as you pull behind you and in front of you, it stretches as you need it, and you can always grab the band closer if you want to get a closer and more tight of a pull. So starting off here, we're going to go into hammer strength press. So with this one, I usually start with no weight at all, just because I want to make sure my seat's in the right spot, make sure everything is locked in. And these handles are super funny because part of them were slid off a little bit, and so it took me a little bit to find out where my grip is. But you can see here I'm doing slow negatives and a quick positive. I don't normally do explosive reps, but recently I have been getting more into the athletic training, and I like the slow negatives down and exploding up. So this is sort of the phase I'm in. So starting off with 1 plate, I believe I'm doing about 8 to 10 reps, and you can see I'm really slowing the weight down. Every single set should look exactly like your warm-up set. And so as I'm coming down, I'm taking a breath in, and then as I'm pushing up, I'm breathing out. And I always like starting off a shoulder day with a compound movement. I've always been a big fan of presses, whether it is a barbell press, a machine press, a dumbbell press. I'm always my strongest right in the very beginning of the workouts, and so I love to get that heavy movement done while I have the most strength possible. Next, I'm just going to go straight to 2 plates because I know the way I've done before. That way I know how to progress. So as you can see here, same thing, super slow negative and explosive on the way up. So a key thing here is to know how you're going to scale when it comes to training. If you have 4 sets or 5 sets, you have to think backwards. So you have to think, where do I want to end up? And then how many sets do I need to get up to there? So for me, I was going to go to 3.5 plates. And so what I did is I started with nothing. I started with 1, and then I go to 2, and then I go to 3, and then I go to a half. So you can see here I'm loading up the 3rd plate. About to hit this set. This one was definitely a lot heavier. I've not done this machine shoulder press specifically in a while, but this one was definitely a lot harder than the 1 or 2 plates, but definitely felt good. And that's how you kind of want to put your sets, is your first 2 sets should be pretty easy, and then your 3rd, 4th, and if you have a 5th, should be the more challenging sets. You can see I don't completely go to failure, but very close. Next, I'm putting on the 25s, and we got 3.5 plates. I found the dude with the biggest shoulders in the gym to spot me today, aka my friend Kyle. So here we go with the 3.5, and as you can see, each set go progressively harder and harder every set. So your first set should be easy, your second set should be moderate, your third set should be hard, and your last set should be like an all-out set. So I just wrapped up there. I was done with that, and I moved into dumbbell laterals next. So I grabbed the 15s and did about 20 reps. This one I wanted to keep lightweight, wanted to warm up before I go a little bit heavier, but I like to keep my arms relatively straight. I know some people like to bend theirs more than others, but for me personally, this is the best. So my next set, I jump up to 30s, and instead of swinging it around like I see a lot of people do, and I have also done this in the past, I've learned to slow it down and let your shoulders do the movement, and don't let your upper back and traps do the movement for you. So if you really want to feel this, make sure you come up slow and make sure you come down slow, and really focus on your mind muscle connection when it comes to your shoulders. And this is what we're trying to do here, is we're trying to really prioritize our side delts and try and blow them up, get some 3D delts. So this is the third set. First one was a warm-up, second one was a working set. So this one's also a working set. I did about 4 sets, around 12 reps. At this point, I wasn't counting the reps. I was doing negatives and going off of feel. So after I failed negatives, I repped out. You see, right there, as I fail, I start to rep out and get a few more. That's really where the growth comes in, is those extra partial reps. So this is the last set. You see I come up, I'm gonna slow it down on the way down, letting my shoulders take the hit. Like I said, a lot of people, when they swing, they're using momentum, and you don't really grow shoulders that way. Yes, it's fun to lift heavy and overload, but when you're not fully concentrated on your shoulders specifically, you're going to be working a lot of other stuff other than your shoulders. And I'm trying to build these cap delts, so we gotta move it right. Yep. And then the last set should be your hardest set. So after this, I just moved into the dumbbell rear delt fly, and I did 4 sets of 12 to 20 reps. I kept my arms here a little bit straighter. I like to find that perfect balance between a slight bend and straight. I find that if I bend my arms too much, I actually get more trap activation. But if I keep my arms straight and I really pull through my rear delts, and I don't give in to bending my arm, it activates it quite a lot better. And there's my friend Alex, who wanted to say hi. So you can see here, as I bend over to do the movement, I don't have my chest up and my shoulders retracted. You actually want to slightly hunch over a little bit. That way you don't activate your upper back and traps, and that way you're solely focusing on swinging the dumbbells out to the sides and hitting your rear delt. You can also see I don't have my hands facing in, my palms. I have my palms facing forward. so it's straight out. And this feels the absolute best for me. This is the last set. Like I said, you can see I have my shoulders rolled forward and I actually don't have my chest up and shoulders back. And this really helps activate your rear delt. You can see I'm really keeping my arms straight and I'm focusing on pulling with my rear delt. So you don't want to go too heavy on this one, specifically if you're using this same form. You want to go lighter. This is only 15 pounds and I'm trying my best to keep my tension in my rear delt instead of my traps and upper back. So next I moved on to a cable upright row, and on this one I wanted to pause at the top and then I wanted to do a slow negative down. I see a lot of people hurt themselves with this exercise. Some people, they get impingements, it doesn't feel comfortable. You kind of have to choose your grip and find out what is comfortable for you. I used about a shoulder width grip. Here's a quick back view of the movement. You can see everything is super symmetrical. You don't want to be pulling to the right or to the left. You want to make sure everything is aligned. And pick a weight that is comfortable for you. And I believe we did 3 or 4 sets here, and the goal is 12 to 15 reps. And after I couldn't do any more pauses, I decided to rep it out and keep burning. So the upright row, depending on your grip, will work the side delt and a little bit of the rear. I don't normally do this movement a ton, but today I decided to throw it in and it felt pretty good, especially my shoulders were already fatigued out from doing the shoulder press, the side laterals, and the rear delt flies. So on this final set, I did 3 sets, and on the final set I did a triple drop set. So a triple drop set is as soon as you're done hitting a heavy weight for 10 to 12 reps, you drop the weight and you continue to hit another 10 to 12 reps, sometimes to failure. And then after that, you drop the weight one more time and you do a final rep out. On my last set of every exercise, I make sure to go to complete failure. Next, I moved on to a cable face pull, and this one I decided to do a little bit different. So I did 10 reps, and then on the 10th rep, I held actually for 10 seconds. And this is a super effective method if you've never done holds for this long before. It really activates the muscle. So if you have a hard time doing my muscle connection, try doing long holds and then continuing the reps.
Filling the lungs inside you, and the blackened eyes make my way into your mind, just to know what you knew. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. Oh, it's paradise.
the cable rope pulls, I like to set the cable height to a little bit over head height, and then I lean back, and I usually do a runner stance. So I got 1 foot in front and then 1 foot behind, and then I like to pull towards my chin. It also depends on where you set the height, but you want to have your arms pulled straight back. You don't want your arms down, you don't want your arms up. The goal is to pull straight back. As you can see, it's sort of like a 90-degree angle, and when you pull, you're trying to pull those ropes apart. That's what's going to really work on the rear delts.
Let the darkness take control. Darkness take control. May the darkness take control.
So after that, I moved on to a heavy single arm lateral raise off a bench. So this is an exercise that I learned a long time ago. What you do is you find an incline bench, you support one of your hands on the bench, and the other one, you pick a heavy weight that you normally wouldn't do on laterals, and you keep your elbow bent more than regular laterals, and your goal is to push the weight through your elbow. This way you're able to overload your shoulder.
It's paradise with honesty, but in the dead of the night, teardrops on the floor, the pain is over.
And I supersetted this with a plate lateral raise overextended. So with this, you don't stop at parallel to the floor. You actually go as high as you can, and my mobility isn't amazing, but I'm able to go super high on this one. And this is a new one that I just learned the other day from watching some people on YouTube as well. But what you do is grab a plate. These are only 10 pounds, and I'm raising it as high above my head as possible.
You alive, can't put me in a box. I redefine any definition you got. I am the tiger, I'm making steps to the top. The flames, I whip it up, you just gotta hand me the rock.
So this is the second set, and the goal is 12 to 15 reps.
Phenomenon.
As you can see, when it comes to lateral raises, like I mentioned earlier, when it comes to double, I don't like to swing, but this one specifically is meant for you to use a little bit of a swing, as long as you keep that tension in the elbow and you push it out. So this is the first time that I've been doing this exercise, and it actually burns a ton on your side delt. So definitely give this one a try, because most of us never go above parallel. Just make sure you use a light weight, and it should be comfortable.
I'm known as spit vicious. Release bombs and go tick tick. Boom, you blow me that head missing. I'm a phenomenon.
And so what this does is our normal range of motion is completely free above our head. We do often stop at parallel to the floor, but this is something I would definitely save for lightweight and probably towards the end or even a warm-up.
Down, I shape shift, I'm liquid. I killed this beat, I might get convicted. They know how I move, it was predicted. Persistent.
So this is the third and final set. that was it for today's shoulder workout. And to wrap things up, I like ending off my workouts with about 20 minutes of cardio 3 to 5 times per week. And this really just helps my overall digestion and fat burning, heart health, and endurance. After cardio, I decided to step into the locker room and do a little bit of posing. So this is post shoulder day. I'm about 210 pounds here, probably eating around 3,000 calories per day.
So that is it for today's workout. Hope you guys enjoyed it and gained some value from it. Let me know, drop a comment below, and let me know if you guys like this type of videos, and if there's something that you want to see, let me know, and I would love to make a video for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.